I'd like to know if I'd fit in with college and have a sense of belonging to the college.
How far do you have to travel for accommodation, and how much does it cost?
I'm wondering whether it's all work and no play. How hard do you have to work, and whether it's like A-levels.
How do you organise your time?
I'm a bit worried that the grant might not be enough for me to live off during the year.
If it's a big place, will it be easy to make friends?
I didn't hear it though. We were just gone over the hall when it came on. The first impression of Red Hill was friendly atmosphere.
It's your first time away from home, for most people, the majority of people. And the first thing that strikes you is this immense feeling of independence.
The cleanliness of the place. And then you go around and look at polys and that, and they're all very new modern brick buildings. I remember being taken around. It's the sort of place your parents love.
It was raining, but I got a generally good impression of the place. I like the layout, and everyone was extremely friendly. It's a change from some of the places I've been.
You do have to adjust to leaving home. The first few weeks you do get a little bit homesick.
After about 2 weeks, I think you've been here for about 3 years because you've made your best friends.
You're introduced to a mother system, you have a mother and father system. So you have someone from one of the other years in college who help you, who look after you in the first few days, are always popping in and making you welcome.
I had offers from one Polytechnic that I wanted to go to, but then I found out about Edge Hill, I found out the course was better, and also you end up with a university degree at the end of it.
I wanted something with a sociological background, but I also wanted to incorporate communication studies, which is a really good course at Edge Hill, and this was the only place in the country where I could do both.
And coming all the way up from Bristol, it was sort of different coming to the northwest. I was quite surprised to get this sort of image of it being like Liverpool and all sort of wasteland and all, you know, everyone unemployed. But you get here and it's completely different, especially Ormskirk, kind of on the outskirts. It's much nicer, it's very pleasant, all the people are quite friendly, and of course it has its advantages in that the beer's cheaper. Everything seems to be cheaper on the entertainment front.
I didn't know anything about Lancashire, or even where it was. I was very ignorant about it. And that's why I came up here. I wanted to experience a new environment.
The travelling's quite easy. From where I live in Shropshire, it's straight up the motorway.
I'm from Wolverhampton. It's really straightforward, about an hour and a half on the train.
The lectures took a bit of getting used to at first, because of the dictating. They don't dictate to you, they talk to you really. So it takes a while to get used to taking notes. But I mean, there's a lot of information coming out, and once you can get selective about what materials to take down, they're quite interesting.
Right, what I wanted to do was I wanted to start by making the kinds of connections that have been raised in the previous...
The tutor's very approachable. I don't know what it's like in universities or polytechnics, but here the tutors seem to be very committed to the courses.
Anything else? I mean, what about the political side? You mentioned sort of bread and butter issues. Was there any political input into this?
Well, I think at the start you don't really need to distinguish very much between them.
It's very different from A-levels in the fact that it's very much up to you.
The pressure that you get at A-level, I mean, you're competing with all of the country and you're being forced to compete very hard for places in colleges and universities and polytechnics, and the pressure's incredible. But once you've got your place here, they have a very good foundation course for the first year which eases you into a different type of learning, and it's very relaxed.
As a member of the occupying forces, who was actually educating other soldiers about the Irish problem, trying to get an understanding of the historical reasons why.
In applied social sciences, we go on a fieldwork placement for 2 weeks of every year, and this year we've been to Belfast. We stayed at the Ulster People's College and we looked at youth work in the Belfast community.
A couple of weeks ago we spent the weekend in Ambleside in the Lake District. It rained most of the time, which is guaranteed, but that was great fun as well. We did a long walk round and discussed different elements of the valley and how it was formed, etc. And in the evening everyone cut loose a bit and had quite a good time down the bar.
I decided to do a 4-year course instead of doing a BA and then doing a PGCE, basically because I knew I wanted to be a teacher, and I felt that instead of doing a 1-year course afterwards where you were thrown into school and you were in at the deep end, I'd rather go through the 4 years of learning how to be a teacher.
What's that made of? The girl just came off the... What we're trying to do is, they're just exploring junk, which is, it doesn't sound very great at the moment, but they're picking up all kinds of mathematical concepts like shape and size. And once they've stuck something on something else, it's made a different shape. So they're exploring and describing the shapes that they've made. They start cutting little big curves at the end, don't they?
We do an awful lot of theory, but it's very practically based, Edge Hill, but you find that you're assessed more on the theory part of it than you are on the practical side. But there is quite a lot of theory, but as long as you can put it into practice, you don't always see it as being relevant. But it is, when you look back and when you reflect on what you've done, it is relevant. You're roughly in the middle of all the halls here. You've got the Respect in front of us, gym to our right, behind us are the back halls, to our left where the noise is coming from is Lanks Hall, the biggest hall of these ones.
Yeah, these are all the back halls you can see here. The other halls are actually in the main building itself where we have the lectures as well.
In the first year you tend to have a small room, and some of them have fitted wardrobes and sink units in them. And when you move in your 3rd or 4th year, you get to choose a room.
I think I'd like to say carefully that it's not a question of having men in the hall making it better. I think the important thing is that having a mixed hall is a much more agreeable, sociable balance. And I agree with what Vivian said. It's been a great success in both of the halls, and I think that the policy should be extended to all of the other halls in college.
It's quite important that we do have a number of single-sex halls for students of ethnic minorities. I think we should offer that choice both to men and women.
More than anything at this college, it's the friendliness and the people you meet that makes it.
There's not a lot of people there compared with some of the major universities or colleges, and so you get to know everyone a lot more, and then it's more a community feeling.
You live here, you enjoy yourself here, you work here, and it's also because it's so compact, it's very friendly. Everybody is thrown in together and they get on with it and they enjoy it.
The retail trade is undergoing huge expansion plans. We look for graduates from all walks of life, and we're really interested in their personality and leadership skills rather than their academic qualifications. We've got an excellent graduate trainee here at the moment, joined us from Edge Hill College. been with us 6 months, finds it pretty hard work, long hours after being a student, but she's doing very well for us.
If I put an advert out for a teaching post, I'll probably receive up to 100 applications. 60, 70 maybe from students from various colleges around the UK. It'll probably be in the school holiday period, so we have to make contact with the colleges. Now, Edge Hill College is straightforward. You are channeled through to a very professional source. You are given direct information about the students from obviously multiple student profiles, and it is easy to be able to be sure that you're getting the right person for the job.
I've already got the job, the place, but it is dependent upon a good, honest degree.
If I got a 2-2, I think I'd settle for that.
I am hoping to go ahead and do some more study at the Lancaster University. I want to do an MA.
Fine, great. 2-2, just what I wanted.
I got the degree I wanted, 2-2. I'm over the moon.
I got a 2-1, which is what I was needed, and I'm thrilled. I'm going to find my mum and have a
My fondest memory of college will definitely be the friendships that you make, because the friends that I've made here, the good friends, are going to be friends for life.
When we get to Lancaster, we're being presented by Princess Alexandra. I'm a bit worried really, because my candidate number is the first one on the register. I know I'm going to be having to, say Amanda Alexander, Princess Alexandra, and I'm a bit worried about it. Plus that and my hat falling off because I'm the first one. I'd be ever so nervous.